It's 1971. The needle drops. The room leans forward. We're counting down 12 one-hit R&B spark plugs. New Orleans Sweat, Philly Shimmer, bass lines that pull, horns that talk. These are the records that lit the floor once and kept echoing for years. From Groove Me Grit to a smile that isn't really a smile, every track hits for a reason. Stay to the end. Number 1 still gives goosebumps. Hit subscribe and tell us the first memory that just came back. Number 12, Groove Me by King Floyd.
Come on, baby. Hey, baby.
Groove Me is a raw New Orleans invitation, sweat on the walls, horns talking back, a bass line that walks with purpose. It did not arrive as an event. It slipped out as a B-side until DJs flipped the record and heard that swaggering pocket and King Floyd's pleading, front row vocal.
Trying to say now, you look so.
Suddenly the room moved different. Picture smoky clubs and close-pressed couples riding that two-step pulse while the horns punch in like a second singer. The production is stripped to muscle and bone, which makes the beat hit harder. No tricks, no gloss, just groove.
So that we can live happily now.
In 1971, it jumped to number 1 on the R&B chart and into the top 10 on the pop chart. One spin and you understand the title. It does not ask, it pulls.
My mind, you become a sweet taste in my.
Number 11, Mr. Big Stuff by Jean Knight.
The big stuff.
A clap, a stomp, a grin that says try me. Jean Knight rides a tough, unblinking groove and turns a taunt into an anthem. The drums sit tight. The bass is steady. Every line lands like a friendly warning with a razor edge.
Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff?
Who do you think you are is not just the hook. It is the whole mood. Recorded in Mississippi and built on pocket more than polish, the track leaves space so Knight's voice can wink, push, and dare you to sing along.
You're never gonna get my love.
In 1971, it roared to number 1 R&B and number 2 on the Hot 100. It has echoed ever since. Sampled, quoted, dropped into soundtracks whenever confidence needs a soundtrack. It is playful, but it is not playing. The band keeps the engine steady while she drives the message home. Number 10, Want Ads by Honeycomb. Love Gone Wrong meets the Sunday Classifieds. Honeycomb flip heartbreak into a bright, clever sing-along. The hook smiles even when the lines sting. The beat is crisp, hand claps snap, harmonies stack like sunshine. The lead sells the joke without losing the feeling. Released on the Hot Wax label, Want Ads sounds like a note passed in class. Quick, flirty, impossible not to read twice. The arrangement borrows the classic Motown drive, but keeps the edges playful. Drums and bass do the work while the voices tell the story. It did more than work. It hit number 1 R&B and number 1 pop, earning a gold record and a permanent place in 1971's memory. Few songs make you laugh and nod in the same chorus. This one does. Number 9, Thin Line Between Love and Hate by The Persuaders. A quiet room, a slow beat, a story you cannot interrupt. The Persuaders turn a cautionary tale into a soul standard by refusing to rush. The arrangement is spare. Just enough rhythm, just enough keys. Harmonies placed like hands on a shoulder. The lead does not shout. He confesses. When the title line rises, the tension does not explode. It tightens. That is why it lingers. In 1971, the record climbed to number 1 on the R&B chart and reached the Pop Top 20. Then it spent decades being covered and rediscovered. It is the kind of song that makes a dance floor go still. Heads tilt, couples listen harder. The lesson is in the space as much as the lyric. Leave room, and the truth gets louder. Number 8, She's Not Just Another Woman by 8th Day. Invictus Records, post-Motown energy, a studio project that felt like a summer drive.
And when the words she say won't do, she'll try kiss her too.
She's not just another woman, rolls on a gentle funk engine, sleek rhythm guitar, pocketed drums, a chorus that glides without breaking a sweat.
And if I kiss that spell to move me,
You can hear the craftsman behind the curtain, but the record never feels technical, it feels easy. That ease carried it nationwide to number 3 R&B and number 11 pop.
she's not, no. She taught me the
Remarkable for a group assembled from session players. Maybe that is the secret. No ego, just parts that fit. Windows down, boulevard pace, hook in the rear view. Number 7, Ain't Understanding Mellow by Jerry Butler and Brenda Lee Eager.
Thank God for you.
2 voices, 1 room, the kind of patience most records do not allow. Jerry Butler brings calm and gravity. Brenda Lee Eager answers with warmth and lift. They do not out-sing each other. They meet in the middle. The rhythm sits like a heartbeat, steady and close, while lines pass back and forth in a conversation you feel lucky to overhear. On Mercury Records, the duet rose to number 3 R&B in 1971 and gave Eager her signature chart moment. The magic is in the restraint. No big key change, no crowded bridge, just respect, space, and 2 singers who know when to hold a note and when to let it fall. Number 6, Check Out Your Mind by The Impressions. Post Curtis Mayfield, The Impressions look forward and sideways at once. Psychedelic color over silk harmony. Check Out Your Mind paints with guitar shimmer, letting phrases answer the melody like neon reflections on wet pavement. The groove does not thump, it drifts with purpose. The vocals ride a moving walkway. In 1971, it landed in the R&B Top 20 and brushed the pop charts. It is a boundary-pushing one-off that crate diggers love. Exploratory but never messy. The sound of a group testing the edges of its own grace. Number 5, Funky Nassau by The Beginning of the End.
Nassau's gone.
Sunlight in a steady 4/4 beat. Funky Nassau carries Bahamian ease into US airplay and lets the horns smile.
Maxi skirts and afro hairdos. People doing their own thing. They don't.
The drums sit back. The bass line grins. Small percussion details flicker at the edges like heat through blinds. It is island-tinged, but not vacation music. It is a working groove built for dance floors.
We're got a doggone beat now. We're gonna take care of business too.
In 1971, the single cracked the US Top 20 and became a staple wherever people needed a lift without losing their cool. Decades later, you still hear its fingerprints on art rock, on hip-hop loops, and on any track that wants joy without hurry.
Has got a lot so.
Number 4, Bring the Boys Home by Freda Payne. A straight spine and a steady beat. Freda Payne does not plead, she stands firm. A Vietnam-era message delivered with clarity that cuts. The arrangement stays out of the way, drums forward, voices resolute. The lyric lands unblurred. Some stations would not play it, calling it too political, which only sharpened its edge. In 1971, it pushed into the R&B Top 5, a protest soul moment that still feels present tense when the chorus arrives. Pain is often linked to Band of Gold, but this is the record that looks you in the eye. No theatrics, just purpose. Number 3, If Lovin' You Is Wrong, I Don't Wanna Be Right by Luther Ingram. Lights low, tempo lower. Luther Ingram leans into a late-night plea with a softness that can hurt more than a shout. The band barely breathes, hushed backing lines, gentle rhythm, a melody that leaves small silences for the feeling to expand. In 1971, the track charted high on the R&B listings and became his standout for the year. A reminder that a slow burn can be louder than a climax. Close your eyes, and you are back in a booth. One bulb overhead, the jukebox turning the room into a memory you are not ready to leave. Number 2, You're the Reason Why, by the Ebonies. Early Philadelphia shimmer with romance dressed in city night polish. Strings float. Drums keep a polite, unbreakable pace. The Ebonies stack harmonies that bloom under the title line, giving the hook a lift that feels like a promise kept. In 1971, it rose to number 10 on the R&B chart, the group's one major success and a quiet cornerstone of what Philly would soon become. Sophistication without stiffness, sweetness without syrup, streetlights on wet pavement, elegant and everyday at once. Number 1, Smiling Faces Sometimes, by The Undisputed Truth.
That lurks within, smiling face.
A warning you can dance to, produced by Motown visionary Norman Whitfield. The groove is eerie and magnetic, a bass line that circles, percussion that whispers, voices that smile with their teeth closed. Smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. The mantra loops until it stops being a lyric and feels like a rule. In 1971, it climbed to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. It kept traveling, sampled and covered whenever paranoia needed a soundtrack.
Smiling faces sometimes.
What makes it immortal is not only the message, it is the way the production traps you inside it. Funk pulsing like a heartbeat you cannot steady.
So hear me when I'm saying smiling face.
The last note hangs. The room stays quiet. If one of these records unlocked a memory, please subscribe and tell R&B Vinyl your top 3 in the comments. Your stories keep the needle moving.